行くぞせーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化するよもっともっとテレテレテレテレテレテレテレテレ
Stay with me 真夜中のドアを叩き帰らないでと泣いたあの季節が今目の前 Stay with me 口癖を言いながら二人の時を抱いて
Cause you know that baby I'm your biggest fan. I follow you until you love me. Papa, paparazzi. Baby, there's no other superstar. You know that I'll be your papa, paparazzi.
Stranger.
そんなものがない。この爪欲しいな。楽しめて。それがいいな。
頂上戦争から2年白ひげは時代にけじめをつけただけ弱えやつは死に方も選べねえ歯車を壊したぞ
这边画个虫虫，右边画个龙龙，不要对我说。
始めようやってみよう誰でも最初は初心者なんだからやったことないことも苦手な相手とも知らなかったこと見たことないもの新しい単語
So this teacher is talking to her class and teaching them manners and stuff, and all of a sudden she goes, "Pop quiz, if you were on a date with a girl or whatever, and you had to politely excuse yourself to use the bathroom, what would you say?" And so, like, Eddie in the front raises his hand. She goes, "What would you say?" He says, "I have to go take a piss. I'll be right back. It'll only be a minute." And she goes, "Well, that's not very polite." And then, like, John in the back puts his hand up, and she goes, "Johnny, what about you?" And he says, "I would say, I'm sorry to leave, but I have to go to the bathroom." And she says, "Well, that's better, but it's not really what we're looking for. What about you, Michael?" And Michael goes, "Well, I would say, darling, you'll have to excuse me. I am going to go shake hands with a very dear friend of mine who I hope to introduce to you after dinner." And the teacher faints.
This is why you never judge a book by its cover. On the evening of August 7th, 1985, police received a call about a mentally ill woman attacking her family with a gun. When police arrived at her residence, they didn't hear any shooting or hear any noises coming from inside the house. Police tried yelling for the shooter to come outside, but when she didn't listen, they went in. Inside was a massacre. All 5 family members have been killed, including 2 young children. One of the deceased was Sheila Bamber, the mentally ill woman the police have been called about, and she was holding a rifle that was tucked up against her neck with a gunshot wound underneath her chin. This case gained massive media attention, putting pressure on the police to solve it as quickly as possible, and so they jumped to the conclusion that this had to be a murder-suicide perpetrated by Sheila. But one detective felt like they were missing something and kept investigating. And sure enough, he found something hidden under the stairs at the crime scene that meant Sheila could not be the shooter. To find out what's under the stairs and who the shooter is, check out the Murders at White House Farm.
like Naruto, I hit you with a jutsu. Fairy tale like Lucy and Natsu. No PS4, rather play with my Wii U. Bluebird beat, but the vocals are brand new. In the stew, cooking up like it's ramen. Hang with bros like Batman and Robin. Baby with it, let the metal spin. This song's a blessing, say.
Do they think, pump it, louder, come on, don't stop, and keep it going, do it, let's get it on, move it, come on baby, do it.
Let the speakers know your mind.
Blow my mind, baby.
Let it go, here we go.
Come on, yeah.
Ready. This is some ground that feels so fine.
I'm fine with you. Pump it louder.
Wanna see me do my dance in these times of dollar pants. Wanna see me do my dance in these times of dollar pants. Whole lot of choppers on your ass. Whole lot of choppers on your ass.
Do you style your hair the same way every day? Well, there's an urban legend about a woman who always wore her hair in a bun, but for her, this habit would lead to something terrifying. This woman loved wearing her hair in a bun, but she might have taken it a bit too far. She didn't want to style her hair differently or even take out her bun to clean her hair. Whenever she took a shower, she would just wear a shower cap to make sure the water didn't mess up her bun. At night, she would sleep with a towel around her hair so the bun didn't move. After a while, she had to put hairspray in it to mask the smell. Then her scalp started feeling itchy, so she would put more hairspray in it. Even when the itching got intense, she just applied more hairspray. But her husband finally found out about how bad the situation had gotten when he woke up one day and his wife was still asleep. He tried to wake her up, but she wouldn't move. She had died in the middle of the night. The husband called the police, fearing that something unusual might have happened. But when her body was examined, they finally took out her bun. Inside her hair, they found something terrifying. They found a huge spider had gotten into her hair, made a nest, and laid eggs. When the baby spiders hatched, they bit through her skull and ate her brain.
Shooting stars never fly for me. My house on Mars kinda hard to see. But you know I'll see you again. You know I'll see you again. Shooting stars never fly for me. My house on Mars kinda hard to see. You know I'll see you again. You know I'll see you again.
Feel it in the sunrise.
If you scare easily, swipe on. In 1989, a woman started hearing strange banging sounds in her walls and in the ceiling, and then one night, the crawl space to her attic was open, so she went to go have a look. When she's just feet away, an old man suddenly appears in the crawl space and looks her dead in the eye before vanishing. There was nobody else in the house. Worried no one's gonna take her seriously over an apparent ghost in her house, she ends up calling a paranormal investigator. When the paranormal crew arrived, they were actually very skeptical until they heard loud banging in the attic and they decided to go up and have a look. As soon as the two men get up into the attic, one of them screams and suddenly disappears. The other, who didn't have a flashlight, starts using the flash on his camera to illuminate the attic. And he takes one of the most famous pictures in paranormal history. His partner, who was in total shock, had been lifted off the ground and tied to one of the beams. That was the last night the woman ever stayed in the house. However, it's still being rented out today, but nobody stays longer than 1 or 2 months.
To the very end, to his very last breath, Itachi was concerned about you, worried about Sasuke Uchiha. He loved his little brother more than anything in the world, and gave up everything for you. And he still died with a smile on his face. This is the truth about Itachi, the life story of your